The trio journeyed deep into Eldara's Whispering Glade, a lush, ancient forest alive with soft murmurs carried by the wind. Ethan led the way, his instincts sharp as he guided Anna and Ryan through the tangled undergrowth. The dappled light filtering through the shimmering leaves cast an otherworldly glow on their path. Ethan felt the weight of leadership on his shoulders, but it wasn't a burden he carried alone. He glanced back at Anna, her determined gaze scanning the surroundings. His heart skipped, but he quickly turned away, focusing on the task ahead.
Stay focused,
he told himself.
The mission comes first.
Ryan, ever the jokester, broke the silence.
So, leader, what's the plan if we find more creepy forest spirits? Run or negotiate?
Ethan smirked.
We'll improvise, like always.
Anna chuckled.
As long as improvising doesn't get us turned into forest mulch.
The clearing ahead opened to reveal a serene pool of water, its surface undisturbed. Above it, a pedestal of twisted roots cradled the next piece of the Lightshard, glowing faintly.
There it is. Stay alert.
But as soon as they stepped closer, the ground trembled. The whispers around them grew louder, taking on a rhythmic chant. Two figures emerged from the pool, their forms composed of shadowy mist, with soft, glowing eyes. They didn't radiate menace, but a quiet, solemn authority. One of the figures spoke, its voice like the rustling of leaves.
To claim the shard, you must demonstrate unity through truth and love. Only those who embrace their deepest connections may restore the balance.
Ethan's jaw tightened. The task was more than physical strength. It required emotional vulnerability, something he hadn't fully confronted. The second figure gestured, and the trio was suddenly engulfed in a shimmering veil of light. Each of them was pulled into their own secluded space within the forest. Ethan found himself standing alone in a quiet grove. The whispers coalesced into a singular voice, his own thoughts amplified.
You lead with strength, but your heart hesitates. Why?
Ethan crossed his arms, his brow furrowed.
Because there's too much at stake. We need to restore the Lightshard to save this world. And yet your heart speaks a different truth. Do you not see? Love is not a distraction, but a source of true strength. Without it, the Lightshard cannot be restored.
Ethan swallowed hard. He had always known his feelings for Anna were more than admiration. They were a driving force, a reason he pushed forward. But admitting it felt like opening a door he wasn't sure he could close.
I care about her.
He finally said, his voice soft.
More than I probably should in a situation like this. But how can I lead if I'm distracted by emotions?
The voice grew gentler.
True leadership stems from honesty. Only by acknowledging your love can you unlock the unity needed to restore the Lightshard.
Ethan felt a weight lift from his chest. He knew what he had to do, even if the timing felt imperfect. Anna stood by a glowing stream, her reflection rippling with unspoken questions. The voice addressed her directly.
Anna, your strength is undeniable. But do you trust the heart of your leader?
Anna frowned.
Ethan's always had our backs. I trust him completely. Yet, trust requires mutual vulnerability. Do you know his heart?
Anna hesitated. Ethan was reliable, focused, but he often kept his emotions guarded. Did she truly understand the man leading them? The voice whispered.
To trust fully, you must understand his heart.
Anna closed her eyes, realizing she'd relied on Ethan without ever questioning his deeper motives or feelings. Perhaps it was time to look beyond his stoic exterior. Ryan found himself surrounded by towering trees, the carvings glowing faintly. The voice called to him.
Ryan, you are the glue that binds this group, yet you mask your fears with humor. Why?
Ryan sighed, his usual smirk faltering.
Because someone has to keep things light. If I fall apart, who's going to keep us moving? But unity requires shared burdens. Your friends need to see your truth as much as you see theirs.
Ryan nodded, resolved to support his friends not just with levity, but with honesty. The trio reunited in the clearing, each carrying the weight of their personal revelations. The shadowy figures returned, their eyes glowing softly. Ethan stepped forward, his voice steady but tinged with emotion.
We've faced our truths. We're stronger together, not just as a team, but as people who trust and care for each other.
One of the figures nodded.
Then claim the shard and let your unity light the path.
Ethan reached for the Lightshard piece, and as his fingers brushed its surface, a surge of energy pulsed through him. The shard glowed brighter, its light connecting with the other pieces they carried. But this time, something was different. The shard's light intensified, surrounding the trio. The voices of the shadowy figures echoed, now gentle and affirming.
Honesty is the core of unity. Without it, the Lightshard's power remains incomplete.
Ethan turned to Anna, his heart racing. He took a deep breath.
Anna, I've realized something important. Restoring the Lightshard isn't just about completing a mission. It's about what binds us together. And for me, that's you.
Anna's eyes widened, her breath catching.
Ethan!
He hesitated, then continued.
I care about you more than I've let on. More than I should in this situation, maybe. But if we're going to see this through, you deserve to know the truth.
Anna stepped closer, her expression softening.
I've always trusted you, Ethan. And now, I think I understand why.
The shard's light flared, enveloping them in a brilliant glow. The whispers of the forest quieted, replaced by a profound silence. The shadowy figures bowed before fading into the trees, their purpose fulfilled. Ryan clapped his hands together, breaking the moment.
Well, that was intense. But hey, another shard down.
Ethan chuckled, the tension easing.
Yeah, and 4 more to go.
Anna smiled, her gaze lingering on Ethan.
We'll face them together. No more holding back.
Ryan grinned.
And no more sappy confessions unless I get popcorn first.
The trio laughed, their bond stronger than ever. As they left the Whispering Glade, the forest seemed brighter, its ancient energy renewed. The path ahead was long, but they now carried more than just the shards. They carried the unbreakable strength of their unity. Ethan felt a renewed sense of purpose. With Anna and Ryan by his side, he knew they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. And in his heart, he carried the truth that made all the difference. Love wasn't a distraction. It was the key. The journey continued, but for the first time, Ethan felt ready for anything. Together, they would restore the Lightshard and bring balance to Eldara, one piece at a time. The trio set their sights on the next destination, guided by the shard's faint pull. As they crossed into the rolling plains beyond the forest, the shard in Ethan's satchel began to vibrate, its glow flickering erratically.
What's happening?
Anna asked, concern etched across her face. Ethan pulled the shard from his satchel, studying it.
It's like something's interfering with it.
Ryan scanned the horizon, his playful demeanor replaced by unease.
Guys, we've got company.
From the crest of a nearby hill, an entity emerged, clad in a flowing, tattered cloak. The entity radiated an aura of quiet menace. Its face was obscured by a faintly glowing mask, and in its hand, it held a dark crystal. The entity raised the crystal, and the air around them seemed to ripple with an unseen force.
You've come far,
The entity said, its voice calm but commanding.
but your journey ends here.
Ethan stepped forward, instinctively shielding Anna and Ryan.
Who are you? What do you want?
The entity tilted its head slightly.
The Lightshard belongs to forces beyond your understanding. Turn back now or face the consequences.
Anna's hand hovered near her weapon.
We're not turning back.
Ryan grinned nervously.
Yeah, what she said. Besides, we kind of like saving the world.
The entity sighed, as if disappointed.
So be it.
With a sudden motion, the entity thrust its foot on the ground. A shockwave of energy rippled outward, forcing the trio to brace themselves. The ground beneath them shifted, forming a barrier of jagged rocks that blocked their path forward. Ethan tightened his grip on the shard, its light flickering weakly.
Looks like we've got a fight on our hands.
The entity vanished into the shadows, its voice echoing faintly.
Prove your worth, if you can.
Anna clenched her fists.
We'll have to find a way around this. Or through it.
Ryan patted his satchel where his own weapons rested.
Let's make them regret underestimating us.
Ethan nodded, his resolve firm.
We've faced worse. Let's keep moving.
Though their path was blocked, their determination burned brighter than ever. Whatever, or whoever, stood in their way, they would overcome it, together.